Let's talk.
John Brown.
Good afternoon to you, Doctor. Good to have you with us. Explain a little bit about what we are doing, what we are talking about today, then.
We're going to talk about hormones, especially hormones related to men, and how those affect our day-to-day life and the way we approach life. Because we've heard so much about testosterone and cortisol, but there's a lot of misinformation around it, and we're going to put those things into place a little bit to understand fully how they affect us, and mostly, what do they actually mean to ourselves.
So just explain a little bit then about testosterone, cortisol, what they are, because you will have heard, I'm full of testosterone, I'm beating my chest. Because that's manly. And cortisone, and again, I know nothing, Pedro, so presumably... Is this what you put in your knee when it goes bad? Or explain what the basic ones are then that men have or need.
Yes, so it froze there a little bit. Just let me know if at some point you don't listen to me. But the thing about testosterone and cortisol, the idea we have in our mind, that's why I love that you jumped into saying, okay, I think this is this and this is that. We have that idea that testosterone is that hormone, that it's about hitting your chest and being like a gorilla kind of thing. And up to a point, yes, testosterone is that hormone that activates and creates everything related to our reproductive system. Not the only thing, but yeah, it is a big thing. It has to do with energy. It has to do with the way in a way, even the way we feel about ourselves and our confidence up to a point. But it's not the only thing that plays into account. And something that I found really interesting about hormones in general, it's that the way we live our daily life affects our hormones, not only that our hormones affects our daily life. So, for example, the way I talk to myself, the way whether I do sports or not, those kind of things affect my hormones. So, for example, we are striving, we go to the doctor and it's like, yeah, I want a testosterone test to see if I have a good amount of testosterone. But then the thing is, it's not about the level of testosterone you have, which, yes, it's important. It's also about what I'm doing in my daily life that it's affecting my levels of testosterone. Does it make sense?
So you can stimulate or even increase your testosterone level by the activities that you do, the way that you live your life, the food that you put into your body. Is that what we're saying here?
Yes, and more often than not, what we do is we diminish it based on the way because that's the thing. Think about it, comparison to cortisol. Cortisol is like the brake and testosterone is the gas. So both are needed. You cannot drive a car without a gas and without a brake, but you need to be able how to manage and learn how to drive your own body. So the thing about society nowadays, we live with our foot on the brake all the time, yet we are so stressed about it that we want to push the gas all the time. So our foot is full on the brake. We're full on cortisol, which is not bad. It's needed. It's the brake. But based on a lifestyle, it's fully on the brake. Yet that makes us so stressed that we want to press the gas so much because we see that we are not going forward, that then you end up with a car or with a body that is fully saturated and fully tired.
Worn out. You've mucked. Yeah. Okay.
Both happen.
So, can we also then affect the levels of our cortisone as well, or is that a standard? Is that okay?
There's no hormonal level that it's fully fixed, and of course, everything that you do in your day-to-day life, it's gonna affect it. And of course, like you can go into the specific of what exactly can you eat or what can you do to make it easier for one specific hormone or another. But
So testosterone, because again, I know nothing, Pedro. You will know this. This is the hormone that gets us going as men. I mean, is this give us vitality, or is it purely because it makes us want to go out and go to Puerto Banús and start talking to women? I mean, it increases vitality. It increases, and does it all? Is that what that's what testosterone does? It gives us more of a here's a technical term, more of a oomph than if we don't have any.
The thing is, testosterone, we think it's men hormone. Actually, both men and women, we do have testosterone. And in both cases, it's related to vitality, as you said.
Yeah.
Another metaphor that we could use to understand testosterone cortisol, it's all about survival, whether men or women. And testosterone, it's about vitality, whether in men and women. I mean, women need as well testosterone the same way men need it. Simply that it has different levels and different effects on your gonads that are gonna give different effects on sexuality, specifically for men. But in both cases, testosterone is about hormone that it's vitality, that it's moving you forward, whereas cortisol wants your survival. As well, both are necessary, and we need to play a balance in it.
So it's
can we?
Yeah, it's. I mean, as presumably because we are living longer than maybe even nature intended. So because we were living into our 70s, our 80s, do I have the same level of testosterone at 60 as I do at 16? That's a worrying thought, but you know what I'm saying.
You reached a funny topic there because you said that we are living longer than nature intended. Actually, we are genetically intended to last for average 120 years. So we are underliving what we are expected to live. That's really funny because those things, those stressors we talk about and those imbalances are the ones making us live way less than we should. On average, 40 years less than we are biologically programmed to. That's a funny thing there. And yes, over time, the level of testosterone decreases, like every other level of every other thing. Like there's this thing about a reservoir in our body. The older we get, the smaller is our reservoir. But there's more things related to lifestyle affecting your level of testosterone rather than your age isolated. Because age is it's a fact. But there, for example, smoking tobacco, not doing exercise, eating a lot of junk food or sugars, all those things, being overstressed about your job, not being able to decompress, to express your emotions, to relax, those stuff, it's going to impact so much more your testosterone rather than your age. Actually, I see in my consult sometimes people, even young people with really low level of testosterone. And when we fix, and they come really scared, like my levels on my analysis, they are really, really low. But then when you fix the lifestyle and the emotional issue behind it, magically, the testosterone levels go back to normal. So how much is age and how much is lifestyle?
So if you're suffering from low testosterone, are you just basically, you have no energy, you're listless, you have no interest in many things, but you see what you, is that how it would appear to you if somebody comes in with no energy, they haven't got any.
It feels it affects mainly, as you said, energy, libido, confidence, focus as well, mental focus, and strength. So in general, you are like melting like an ice cream on a sunny day. Kind of. That's the way you feel. It's like, okay, this is why am I feeling low? There's other hormone imbalances that can have similar effects. For example, when you have low thyroid, that can still feel like very tiring. There's different things that can make you feel similarly, but specifically about testosterone strength, that it really has a lot to do with it, and libido.
Yeah.
That's more of a bigger marker. And also if of the rest of the aspects of your life, you feel really good, that's going to point out to testosterone. But as I said, the solution is not always getting a testosterone patch, which can be needed. But it's more about, okay, what's making my testosterone go down so bad?
But because we live in a society where they want the quick patch, the quick fix, I want a testosterone shot or whatever, and then I want to go out and run around everywhere. But as you said before, This is a lifestyle thing. This is a psychological thing. If you've got low libido, it might not just be because you've got low testosterone. There might be something else, because you're not eating right, because you're not living right, because you're not... I like the word decompress, because very few of us take the time to go out for 5 minutes and walk in nature and just calmate, keep the body, regulated.
Yeah. Yeah, actually, it's one of the things I work with the most with my patients, because they come to the consult worried about something physically they suffer, whether it's erectile dysfunction, whether it's premature ejaculation, whether it's insecurities in bed. And more often than not, when we dive deep, not that deep, but when we go there and we talk about decompressing, we talk about lifestyle, we talk about emotions, we talk about the image we have about ourselves and the expectations we have of being men and what we should do, then that's where we actually find the key to regain back our confidence and start feeling good again and good in our own skin. And that feeling good in my own skin, it's going to regulate as well my hormones. It's never a one-way thing. It's coming back and forth, the relationship with your hormones, like the way you feel, the way you think about yourself and the way you feel, it's going to affect them on the other way around. It's never one way.
So what are the first steps we need to take, Pedro? What should we, if we think we are like a melting ice cream on a summer's day, what are the first? I mean, should we diet? I mean, I'm imagining, and the thing is, we have been taught. We know this already. The diet, the lifestyle, get in the sun, eat properly, don't smoke. Talk to your friends. I mean, it is all interconnected, isn't it? And you can't just say, okay, I want to go and get a shot of testosterone and then I keep doing the things because you're not going to live to 120 years old, apparently.
The first thing for those who are impatient, I would say, is go find a professional who is gonna give you the step by step of what you need to do and confront yourself with someone who knows. And for those of you who really say, okay, I'm not in a rush. I want to explore this by myself as well. I would say go sit down with yourself, meditate, breathe, find different kinds of things that are going to help you go inwards and realize, okay, what's happening? Let's sit down with my diet. Let's sit down with the way I live my day-to-day life. Let's sit down with my thoughts. And of course, a professional is going to help you do that. Both ways, like a professional, of course, is going to help you out when you don't know. I'm really always going to invite people to find their own journey, even though if they need a professional at some point. We tend to give professionals all of the responsibility of what's happening with our lives. And it's the same way as we do with a patch or with a testosterone injection. I just go to you and it's like, I don't want to do anything, but you have to be responsible. So the first step to everyone should be take responsibility and learn about, okay, what of the things that I'm doing and the things I'm sustaining in my day-to-day life are leading me to the place I am now that I don't want to be at.
And I suppose the other thing is to talk to a professional who is recognised at being good at what they do, because you can find thousands of people who will help you readjust this, or they give you a shot of and they're in a clinic that's there for 2 months and then it's gone somewhere else. So speak to somebody who has, as we call in English, a track record, somebody that's recognised, rather than just don't. What I'm saying is, as in all things, take your time. Take the pause, put the cortisol on, and just do not go rushing to the first thing you see, or the first advert on your social media.
Yeah, that's more that I agree to you up to a point with that. More so than track record with, of course, that's something to take into account. To me, it's if someone is promising you a fast, really like quick solution that it's going to be in 2 days, no effort, no emotions. Like when someone wants something to be really quick, take your time to know whether that makes sense or not. Because even as doctors, we know if you have a fever, we give you something quick like paracetamol. That's not going to fix the fever. The fever needs its time to fight the infection you have. So if I'm just telling you, no, this pill is going to solve everything that you have, distract me. If I'm honest about the process, like, yeah, this might be uncomfortable. You're going to be in bed for a few days. You're going to need this and that and that. Okay, trust that person.
One of the listeners, because it has come in with a question on the WhatsApps, okay? And they are saying that because I live on coffee and naughty thoughts, they are saying, okay, how to get this level of energy, Dr. Pedro, how does coffee affect testosterone?
That's a question. There's a lot about coffee and how that dysregulates our body and how it affects our body. There's so many studies and so many things.
Yeah.
And first things first, I could be saying things wrong about coffee because I'm not an expert on coffee. And directly, I don't fully know how it affects directly, like biochemically, to testosterone. But based on what I know, things like coffee. First of all, what's the quality of the coffee you're drinking?
Always that is an absolute, has to be good coffee. Yeah, decaf is death. Yeah. Starbucks, forget it. It's got to be proper solo.
That's the thing. Like, I've read so many things, and me myself, I don't drink coffee like for many years. It's been like oh, I had to give away coffee. Like, simply, I don't like it. But the thing about supermarket or stores coffee, it's like they are fast produced coffee, and they have extra ingredients and extra stuff that are not going to be good, and they have growers for the coffee to grow faster, things like that. So if you are going to drink coffee, which we know it affects the way your body functions, and it can affect your hormones, it affects the way you sleep, it affects many, many things, especially when it's bad quality coffee. So if you're going to drink coffee, at least make it really, really good. Probably not bought on a regular store coffee.
And the final one, somebody has sent in, because of the listeners, somebody has sent me a picture saying, "What if you want to raise your testosterone, Giles? Go and buy yourself a Reju or any other type of motorbike, and that will sort your testosterone out." So that is the lesson. They think I should get a motorbike to sort my testosterone out. I think of all the questions. That's the image. That's the image, isn't it? That's the image of testosterone. That is the image of testosterone. It's not correct to what it actually is.
Yes, and actually, I love that these things keep happening because on social media, I talk, of course, about sexuality, and some of my videos are more directed to men, and there's always someone who gets angry about the way I talk about it. And we have such big expectations, such a big image of what us men would look like, and the way we should solve our problems, that it separates so much from what we really need. Because yes, of course, feeling the confidence of being able to buy myself a bike, yes, that's gonna make me feel good, whether men, women, I do have testosterone or not. But even though there's parts of those stereotypes that, okay, do make sense with men, there's a whole nother stuff that we are kicking out because we are men and because we need to be on a bike. That, yeah, if you're going to have a really big bike, yet you're going to decompress, you're going to drink good coffee, you're going to do sports, you're going to take care of your emotional health, go buy whichever bike you want. If your solution to a problem is buying a bike, come see me.
Genius, absolute genius, Pedro. We're going to run out of time. That is, if your solution is buying a large motorbike, come and see me, Dr. Pedro. If people want to find out where you are and have these conversations, and don't be a stereotype. There's a whole world out there, people. So where can people find you? Where is the best place to find you? Make contact, get the testosterone and everything else. Where can they find you?
The best way would be either WhatsApp or Instagram. Yeah. My Instagram is just like my name, maybe more difficult to write down and pronounce. It's Pedro Palenzuela Carrasco. I don't know if you can post it through Twitter or your accounts. People need, and my phone number it's +34 And Jacqueline, let me check for 1 second because I have this thing where I get my own phone number wrong.
Yes, well, that's okay. Because it's that's because you haven't bought yourself a motorbike recently. If you'd bought yourself a motorbike,
Yeah.
you'd be able to remember everything.
Okay.
And you don't drink coffee, so
Yeah, I know.
yeah.
Okay, the number is +34 684 702956.
One more time, as they say, Pedro. What is the number? One more time.
The code +34 from Spain, and then it's 684 702956.
As always, Pedro, listen, it's been a fascinating conversation. Really opened my eyes to quite a few things. Dr. Pedro Panezuela Carrasco, thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure being here.